You know, looking at this, I think we need more trucks. Not gonna lie. We've got planks to tools in Indianapolis doing a lot. Actually, was I not thinking of doing a thing with those at one point? Because the planks to tools in Indianapolis line could also double up as the line that brings the tools to the train station and then goes back to pick up more planks. I feel like we could double that up and get rid of, we could probably get rid of the line that just brings the tools back and forth, because I think there's more vehicles in this line. Yeah, there's 30 on that line. There are 5 on this one. Yeah, tools to Indianapolis, only 5. And then there are 79. Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Let me go to manage vehicle. Let me go to... No, not set line. I need to manage the line is what I need to do. So actually go to line manager, and it's planks to tools Indianapolis. So it goes from way down here to way up there. I feel like it could just dip into here on the way back. You know what I mean? I feel like we could do that. So add station there. Then here you are unloading planks. Wrong truck for it though. That's fine. So we'll sort that in just a second. Let's go to the line again. Up to here. So you manage vehicle, select all of them, and replace them with this guy since it can do all cargo. Just make sure they're the right color. And then what we should be able to do is go back to the line man. It's been a minute since I played this. Go back to the line manager, and you are going to be doing what exactly? So at Green Street, you're unloading tools. At Indianapolis Halt, you are loading and unloading absolutely nothing. At Indianapolis Halt, you are unloading planks, loading tools. No. Cancel that. And then do this to clear all of those. At Santa Clara East, you are loading planks, and that's it. So that should mean those guys are going to be the ones also moving the tools, if I'm not mistaken. So you guys can just sort of go away. We can just sell those vehicles and then get rid of the tools to Indianapolis line completely, because we don't really need it. So get rid of that line, and then all of that moves over to the other platform, and that seems okay. I don't mind that too much. I think we can make that work, and with the, you know, a bunch more vehicles in that line's not going to hurt is basically what I'm getting at. They still move the same amount of resources up to here, so this should work out. It is 1-to-1 on planks to tools as well, and it means that this line is gonna just make a little bit more money, which I don't think we can really complain about. Although I am thinking it might not be a bad idea, since Indianapolis is really busy. Let's go ahead and just upgrade some of the roads through here. It is gonna move a bunch of buildings. It is gonna cost a bunch of money, but I think it's probably only fair that we give them sort of a main road through there, since it is the heart of so much of our industry. That road is already sort of a main one. This road over here, we might want to do a similar thing with, just to make sure it's nice and thick, is what we're looking at here. Nice thick road. Loving. I don't think roads get described as thick often enough, I'm gonna be honest, but good thick road there should sort things a little bit. And let me see, medium country road. Let's do a nice thick country road out here as well. So we'll just take that out to about that spot, and that should sort things a little bit for Indianapolis in terms of traffic flow, and I imagine should get a bunch more tools coming into Indianapolis as well. So that'll be absolutely beautiful. I do want to do a really big thing today though, and it involves trains, and it's annoying me because right at the start of this series, right at the start of this Let's Play, I mentioned that I wanted to focus on boats, And I still want to. I do. They just don't really make as much money as I'd like. They really, really don't. With that said, I am going to duplicate and get another boat because we have enough stone sitting up in the north at any one time to sort of probably make it worth it. You know, there's 340 units of stone in there. The boat can hold 110, so we can manage with 3 boats going up and down the river. Hopefully at some point we can get some better boats going up and down the river. But we can manage with the 3 of them for the time being. That'll do good things for us. My concern is just boats are slow. That's basically it. I mean, you're probably not surprised to learn that. I'll be honest. You're probably, you know, I don't think anyone's going to be sitting there going, wait a minute, boats are slow. I mean, not all of them, but these boats are quite slow. It's 1911. They're not exactly known for their speed in this day and age, but I'm hoping they do good things. That's all I'm saying. I hope the boats do good things. I hope one day they make really good money, but right now they're not. Trains, on the other hand, I don't know if you've spotted it, but have got us up to $62 million. Look at this chart. Like, profits are ridiculous. Like, that's nearly double our expenses. I mean, the time scale over the last few years is, I mean, it's good. It's not bad. So what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to put a train station into Santa Clara, and I want to put a train station into a passenger station into Westminster and Tampa, Detroit, Wichita, Cape Coral, Hollywood, and Hartford. And I basically want to run trains the whole way around the map, all going eventually to Indianapolis. So we're going to get started with it, basically. We are going to need to do a bit of work taking out a bunch of roads, which is, that's actually interrupting our main connection to Hartford there. Let me just bring that right back. We'll get our train station in here first. We're going to have to take out that road too. So buildings, we want a passenger station, nice long platform. Gonna do 4 tracks, quite expensive, but that's all right. And we'll put the electric on there as well. I don't think we have high-speed rail yet, so not really gonna be doing that. But we'll do the nice big station so that's you know, we can have, you know, a nice big station basically. And we probably want it to be about here so the trains have a chance to actually go, you know, over a bridge. So let's do that, right? I think we'll go through and place all of our stations because they're all going to be about similar sizes. The Hollywood station is potentially going to be slightly trickier because it needs to probably interrupt that road, which is not a road I thought I'd be interrupting, but let's take that right back for a second. We also do need to reconnect to Hartford. Why do we want to do that? I guess we need to figure this out, don't we? So you can come through there. I could probably bridge over the train station, which might be a little ridiculous, but you know what? I'm willing to try it, is what I'm willing to do. So yeah, that is a little ridiculous looking. I'm not gonna lie. I think we can all agree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little longer, please. So something like something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4. So that's ridiculous looking. Could do that. Might honestly be a better shot to do it this way. I do wish I could, so that's a bit silly. I want this to work though. So as silly as this looks, that is probably about as good as it's gonna get. Unless I bring the bring the road a little closer. Maybe that'll work to give me a better bridge over this thing. There we go. So this lets me do a really steep road bridge. Oh my god. You know what? No. I bring it underground. Is that a thing it'll let me do? Eventually, yes. Okay, you know what? You know what? We are going to do this differently. The Hartford Road, it's going to change. We're taking this right back here. And we're going to bring it sort of around here. Right, so run this way. Sort of through the forest a little bit. And then like that. So that should work out. That'll give us the Hartford connection. As for over this way, we do want a really good rail connection to Hollywood. It is going to be expensive to get rid of some of these buildings, but honestly, I can afford it. So, you know, let's just, boom. There we go. Now, as for this road, that is going to need reconnected to everything. Although, it actually probably doesn't need reconnected where it was originally connected. Because what we could do, bring this road right back. And as much as I love to not just cut through forest, if I was to cut through to there, that's probably going to do us some favors. Not really sure why there's a bridge there. Let's bring you back a little bit. And then bring you down to about there. And that should sort things there. No worries. So that'll be our Hollywood train station. We probably do want to put some cargo platforms on a lot of these stations at some point. I'm not going to do it right now, though. I'm not too worried about it. I don't really think it's going to be the end of the world to not have cargo platforms on there from the get-go, because the idea really is going to be that it's passenger stations that I want. And I want passenger stations for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is that passenger stations thus far are not remotely successful for us. So I'd like them to be somewhat successful. Reason number two is I just don't want to do cargo right now, to be completely honest with you. Also looking at this, the Wichita train station is going to be right on the industrial yard, so that's lovely. I'm sure they'll not mind. So let's do that for a road. Let's do this for the train station. Try and get it nicely along the road there. So we'll go for about that spot. So that can come down, go to there. And then we need to connect down to Detroit. And I'm thinking we basically do... Yeah, I think we do like the south side of Detroit here for the train station. So that'll be going through a bunch of forests down here as well, but that's just going to be the way of it. I did say, and it's worth keeping in mind, this is going to be a lot of prep for high-speed rail someday. But I did say that we would eventually be in a situation where I would start tearing down forests in favor of trains. This isn't necessarily that. You know, this is more of an attempt to just connect rail to almost everything. But this is paving the way for high-speed rail someday. So yeah, that'll be the road into Detroit there. Bit of a detour, but that's all right. And then down here is probably going to be a similar setup. We probably want to take out this road. So right back to about there. Actually, let's go even further with it. Down to about there. And just have this sort of curve and go straight up in this direction, so it can connect to that road up there. So basically that. And then the train station, quite simply, goes on this little bit of road down here. And then all of this needs connected together. That's kind of going to be the tedious part, is connecting it in a good way. Although to be fair, I guess once we have one good set of connections, we just copy it over and over and over and over and over, etc., etc. So I guess that's what we'll do here. And I guess what we could also do is take you out and extend you a little bit and throw the Westminster station right out here. Although, does that work? It does, but it is going to cause some problems for trucks on the roads if there's a lot of trains running, which there might be, so we might regret doing this. We will find out. And then that just needs to connect up to Greensboro, which is going to be tricky to connect to because it's a terminus station, is what it is. Oh, we totally forgot. Santa Clara. So what are we doing here? Because it's the only place that doesn't have a station right now. And I'm thinking, honestly, take out this connection, put the station on there. I think that's what we'll do. Just take out this little bit. And the station can go right about here. And somehow we'll have to connect all this together. Which, actually, that'll connect straight down to there really easily. This will connect straight down to there, sort of a sharp bend, but that's okay. So yeah, this actually should be really easy-ish to do. So let's start putting in some connections for the easy parts. So Detroit to Wichita, for example, is going to be relatively easy. Tracks, we still have the standard ones. Getting a lot of signals in here is going to be... Oh, that's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? Getting all the signals in here. That is going to be such a pain because I'm going to need so many of them. I'm actually really not looking forward to doing the signal work, but whatever, I guess. Is there any chance I can just go like this? I'm genuinely curious to see if the game will let me do it. So construction not possible. There's a lot of things in the way. That's fair enough. It was worth a shot. It was definitely worth a shot to see if we could do it. Let's bring this out a little bit more. So out to about there. I'm going to try and keep these going in straight lines for a little bit so that they can actually get up to speed and all that stuff. You down here, can we now do a massive curve? It actually will let me do that. It's 10 million to do it, which includes a tunnel. Oh my god. That is not quite what I had in mind. I'm gonna be honest. So no is the answer to that. We cannot do just one giant curve, which is fair enough, honestly. That's fair enough. Let's bring you just straight through that hill. So that's our snapping point there. Bit expensive to do it, but not the end of the world. And then you to there. Does that give me a bridge? It does give me a little bridge, but I don't mind that too much. It's also not crazy expensive. It does mess with roads a little bit. It does create sort of a valley there, but I don't mind it too much. So let's just do that. And that'll be our connection from Detroit to Wichita. And then we just need to do that a whole bunch more times. But fortunately, we can just bring this way out and then snap it to the side of that bit of track. And then bring this way over and snap it to the side of that bit of track. And then all I should need to do is bring this way up and snap it to that bit of platform. So there we go. And then the other side will pretty much be the same. I think I'm just going to do that one section though, and then go do the other part later on. Because I do want the tracks to all be right alongside each other. Or alternatively, we want these guys to merge onto that existing bit of track as well, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what we do. What happens though if I was to do this? $719,000. It does keep it on the ground, so honestly, that's fine. Like genuinely, that couldn't be better. That's exactly the way we want it. Nice gentle curves, and then this should just be able to go like that. There we go. So that's Wichita to Cape Coral. Nicely done. And the next one is up to Hollywood, which is probably going to be slightly trickier, but let's just try my luck, honestly. Let's just see what we can do. Now, what kind of connection is this supposed to be? So these thus far have all connected to the outside part. But I feel like this one probably needs to connect to there. Interesting. Massive tunnel there. Massive tunnel there. I don't mind that, though. Genuinely, I think that might... That's probably for the best. It'll not slow down traffic. So yeah, this one's going to have to connect to... I guess whatever platforms and tracks are closest to the edge of the map is the way we're going to do this. So do that. It's a lot of money, but we can afford it. And it does stop a lot of our traffic from being interrupted, so can't really complain there. And then you are not going to let me do that. Interesting. All right, let's run it to there. And then run it to there. And then run you to, let's see, about there. All right, so yeah, that'll give us a connection from Cape Coral to Hollywood. Now we just need to do Hollywood to Hartford, which is going to be the tricky part. So that's going to be this platform as well, because it's closest to the edge of the map. So what kind of distance are we looking at? Something like that on each side? That looks pretty good. Let's go for the more modern bridge. And let's raise it up just a little bit. So something like that. That looks okay. I do like that. And just bring this out to about there. Nice big kind of modern bridge. Be a little bit much for 1911. I'm not really sure, but whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Can I connect this to here? Too much slope. So that is thus far a no. Okay, so we can't do that. In which case, can I be cheeky and bring this over like that? We might need to do this slightly differently. Hold on. Let's bring it from this bit of track over to the right side of all of this track. So over to there. So it does just cut straight across the existing section of track, but that's fine. That existing section of track, I don't really want to use anyway for these passenger lines. And then there's a signal back there, but let me do these signals while I'm here so I don't forget. So like that, and like that. So that way the trains won't just kind of, you know, have a first come, first served kind of attitude there. You can then run along to that spot, which doesn't look too ridiculous. And then this one can run along to that spot there, which doesn't look too ridiculous. So that's Hollywood to Hartford. Now we just need to do Hartford to Indianapolis. And then honestly, we could start this up. I don't want to go too crazy with connecting absolutely everything, but I guess we figure this out at this point. This is gonna be a mess is what it's gonna be, but let's bring this straight out and let's bring this straight out as well. And then once we're done with these sections of train track, I want to get a bunch of trains, maybe 2 trains in this line, but just in general I do want to get a bunch of trains because we do actually need them. We do. We have a lot of like goods being moved around, and not a lot of ways to move them super efficiently right now. Now that seems pretty solid to me. Things are going to slow way down coming into Indianapolis, but that's fine. That's kind of just the way, you know, Indianapolis is set up right now. I'm not too worried if the trains go super slow coming into their station, so not really not the end of the world. Now let's do this. And then let's do something like this, and then that needs to merge over. So from there, we want it to merge onto that section of track. And then just this single... Well, maybe it doesn't need to do that. No, maybe it doesn't need to do that. Let's not do that, actually. We're not going to be using both platforms for this this line anyway, but that's okay. So something like, let's bring you back a little bit, actually. We'll bring you back a little bit further. So from there to there, and then from there to there. So the trains come in on the right side. As it's coming out on that side, you're going to want it to go over like that, which means we are going to want a signal right about there. So that should work out pretty well. Let's get some signals here and here as well. And then we'll get some signals here and here. We're definitely going to want some signals in these spots to stop the trains from going too crazy. So we'll see how that works out. And then I guess we just want signals really regularly along a whole bunch of this so that the trains can, you know, not get stuck miles apart from each other. So something like that kind of works. We'll go for here and here. I wish signals were a little less tedious to place. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be really nice if they were a little less tedious. But we'll do this kind of thing so it goes into Hartford and then can stop just before and just on the bridge. Then just at the end of the bridge and just before the bridge on that side. Just before the trees. Then sort of in the middle of the trees. Like, we really do need signals quite often based on just how crazy I go with the number of trains that I sometimes want to put on different lines. So I don't know, it would just be nice if they were easier, like, or if it was like, oh, you've got two tracks back to back like this. Do you want to place, you know, multiple signals at once? Maybe there is a way to do it and I'm just an idiot. But, you know, also I can do one-way signals only. Interesting. Are they any different looking? No. All right, well, that's fine. I mean, to be fair, my signals generally do kind of represent like one way only, but whatever. This tunnel is going to be fun to do signals in, isn't it? So there and there. Imagine getting stuck in a tunnel for ages. That'd be awful. Like like the train ahead is having problems, so we just have to sit in a tunnel. Oh, no, 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 no. How do I get rid of the, how do I get rid of the signal? There it is. I was kind of worried I couldn't delete that there. I don't know. I've been in a couple of trains that have been delayed before. Like, I think the worst I've had is the train in front, I think, broke down. And it was to the point of like the train we were on was like, yeah, you know, so we're gonna need you all to get off and get on a bus, and the bus will take you. Like, it was straight up like, this train's going nowhere. The one in front is not having a good time. So that was fun. I don't know though. I just like I've never been on like, the most I've been on tunnel wise is London Underground. But I've never been on that when a train has had to like just stop in a tunnel. You know, if it's like, oh, the train ahead's having problems, or we're gonna have to wait here for a second or whatever. Never. I've never had that. I don't know. I'd be really uncomfortable. I feel. I'm a bit weird like that, to be fair. I'm just like, oh God, you know, what if the train in front doesn't ever work again and we have to get out and walk in the tunnel like a zombie? I've seen 28 Weeks Later. I know what happens. You know, I don't, more to the point, I also, in GTA 4, there was this, I don't want to say conspiracy, but there was this like, theory / like fan fiction thing that went a little bit viral, and this was like 2007, 2008. I don't remember when GTA 4 came out. It was one of the two. What is going on with these tracks? Why does the Detroit line stray apart? Okay. Fair enough. You know, the line going into Detroit is doing its own thing. But this was like 2008, 2009, whenever it was. And it was this thing called Ratman, which was like, there's this theory that there's like this horror element to GTA 4 where like if you go in the subway tunnels at a certain time in game, there's this like horrible mutated thing that'll chase you and try to kill you. And it didn't exist. But that didn't stop me searching for it for a really long time. And you know, it didn't, it was a different time. You know, it was a different time is what it was. It was still like there were videos out there as well. It didn't help, right? This was the problem. It didn't help that there were videos out there that were like if you know what a screamer video is, it's like it's a video that says it's something else and then like a minute or two into it, it's just this big like horrifying screaming face. There was one that was that was this like horrifying demonic face thing, because it was like, you know, it was, oh, Ratman finally is discovered in GTA 4, and it's like, oh, you need to look really closely at your screen to see it. It's really small, so you get really close to your screen, and then it's just the loudest, most distorted rendition of Crawling by Linkin Park, coupled with this horrific demonic face. It was awful. But the funniest thing about it was this was in the heyday of Xbox Live. This was like prime time Xbox Live. And I remember a buddy of mine showed it to his nephew. And again, this was over Xbox Live. So we were talking in like Xbox private chat or whatever. And his nephew just lost it. Like his nephew was quite young, but his nephew lost it, and like broke his headset, broke his controller, because whatever he was holding, whatever his nephew was holding, he just chucked it. He was having none of it, and you know, deafened me. Just so we're clear, it was quite loud. It was quite the scream, is what it was. Hilarious. To this day, hilarious, but deafening. Also deafening. Why am I making a giant bridge here when I could just go over the thin part of the river? Because I'm an idiot, that's why. Let's not do that. Let's not do the giant bridge. Let's instead try and curve this way a little bit. This is going to slow things down slightly for the train, especially when it comes to high-speed rail. But that's fine. Not the end of the world. We'll bring this sort of over that way. Yeah, that'll kind of work. So what kind of bridge are we looking at? Nothing too crazy. That's maybe a bit much. Okay, we'll keep it nice and low, I guess. We're not gonna bring boats out here anyway, so just something like that. Then grab you and bring it out like that. Alrighty. You know, it's been a minute since we've done the the podcast style format and anything. The last time I did it, I think was it the most recent City Skyline series, or was it the one before it? I honestly don't remember. But it's nice, man. I like that story, the whole like Xbox Live GTA 4 Ratman theory. Like, I would love to know if anyone remembers that genuinely, because it was kind of a big thing in the GTA 4 community for a little bit, because no one really knew if it was real. Like, a lot of people were like, there's no way this is real. It's not a thing. It's a troll. It's this. But then there were other people who were like, yeah, but Rockstar do put weird things in their game. And then when GTA 5 came out, there is actually like a ghost in GTA 5. And people went back to GTA 4 and were like, oh my God, maybe he is real. They put a ghost in GTA 5. So yeah, it was a weird time. You know, it was a weird time. Is definitely what it was. Let's go ahead and get more of these signals in, and then we'll set up this initial run of trains to see if we can start moving people. We are probably gonna want to start putting some buses into the various towns around here so people can actually get to the train stations, but not a huge deal if we don't have those right away. I'm just curious to see if there's like initial interest in my trains. I'm hopeful that there will be. Definitely hoping for some good things. Let's do a signal there and there. Let's do a signal there and there. And then by this tree line. By this tree line. And then all we need to do, so that goes in on the right, it comes out on the left, so it goes over to the right, there we go. All we need to do is throw another signal right there. And that is pretty much everything connected. That is a huge train line. Goes all the way from Indianapolis down to absolutely everywhere. But that's fine. That's the way we want it to be. It connects down to Tampa. I like it. Let's try and connect it. Let's see if we actually have a... we do not have a train depot connected to this right now. So we are going to need one, is what we're going to need. Let me see. What would be the best way to do this then? So I guess a train depot that goes... Let's see. Can I go from like this spot straight out? No. Okay, bulldoze those for a second. Then bring you straight through there. You can merge straight to there, and you can merge, I don't know, straight to somewhere, I'm guessing. Let's see. Can you come in and merge like that? That's fine. So that'll give us a connection to that depot. Let's bring this just straight over the other section of track, which is admittedly a bit lazy, but I couldn't care less. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll just do that. We'll just do it the lazy way and do a couple of signals there. Yeah, that's fine. Then all we need to do is bring this around to about here. Bring it straight forward a little bit, and then off of this part we want to go to there, essentially, and that should be totally fine. Then off of that same part, we want to go to here, which is apparently not possible. Interesting. All right, let's just go from here then. So we want it to go to about there. All right, and that'll give us a connection, which is beautiful. That needs to go there as well. And then we can essentially just go ahead and put some trains on it once we get the initial connections in here. So let's start down in Tampa. We'll do a new line. We are going to go from here. We are going to go up to Tampa to Detroit. Going to the next station up here in Wichita. I don't think I'm missing anything. Up to Cape Coral, up to Hollywood, up to Hartford, into Indianapolis. And it does come in on the right side, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Then going back to Hartford. Then going back to Hollywood. Going back to Cape Coral. Going back to Wichita. Going back to Detroit. And then back to Tampa. So that seems solid to me. That should work. So that is, I guess, passenger train, Indianapolis to Tampa, and that'll be fine. That is a huge line, an absolutely huge line. And let me just double check that I did set up all of the needed signals. So you are going to need a signal, and you are also going to need a signal. There we go. That'll stop the new trains from going a little bit crazy there. But that should be interesting, is what that should be. We are going to need more money for sure. I mean, we have 41 million, but I would like a bit more. Because what I want to do is this train right here. I want to duplicate it. So we're going to have 2 of those running on that line because we do make enough plastic. Oh, we actually just got some trucks. Beautiful. We do make enough plastic and we do make enough planks to warrant having 2 trains there. Are you on the right section of track? I don't think you are. I'm pretty sure you are not on the right section of track. What are you doing? So you're going to go in there, and then what are you going to do? Are you in the right section? No, you're not. You are by no means on the correct section of track there. I assume it's going to go in here and turn around, right? So you go in. You are loading up from the wrong platform, which is fair enough. And then I guess you're gonna cut across, go up that way, and hopefully merge onto the correct part of your track. So let's see, what are you doing? So you're coming out. You're on the wrong section of track thus far, which is not good. You're going around, which is totally fine. I know where you're going to go. You're going to go up to here. Although I'm thinking I probably want to pause for a second because I think I know what you're going to do. I need you to go like this. So I need to go over onto that other side of track because it'll end up on the wrong side for a really long time if I don't stop it from doing that. So hopefully you go to the right. There we go. And that now puts that on the proper side of the track. Delete you. So that's that sorted. And that should start making some money, which will be good. With the other train coming back. With that one going out, this train has some goods on board. Not much, but some. That's all right. So yeah, that line will hopefully end up making pretty good money. This guy right here, honestly, needs to be making more than it's making. I really do think one of the first bits of cargo we're going to set up on this new train line is going to have to be moving. It's going to have to be moving like iron and coal and all that stuff. Alternatively, we could have all of these feed into this steel mill, move that steel to, I mean, it's Wichita, I suppose. Could do that though. Could have it feed into that steel mill and then move that steel up to Hollywood. We could maybe do that, and we might do that. We'll see. We will see. I am thinking as well, separate from that, very, very tempting to either make these trains bigger or get more of them. Can we manage vehicle modify is what I want to do. Because we can make them longer. So cargo tank car. Now this, what size is this station? I think it's 320 meters. So if we go to manage, modify, let me see here. Let me move you guys off of that vehicle for a second. Let me add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then move these guys back up. Now, this thing isn't going to run amazingly, but I think that's okay. I think that's fine. We could maybe swap out the locomotive. We could maybe throw an Atlantic on there, because I think right now it's not using an Atlantic. I think it's using the 10-wheeler. So the Atlantic might be a better bet. Let's throw it on there. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of the 10-wheeler. Throw you at the front. Bit of an upgrade, but that seems solid. Let's make that modification. Let's make you bright green. And let's sincerely hope that that actually does amazing things for us with a better train. Because it should. It absolutely should.